Spokane veteran who tried to commit suicide by cop now faces at least 9 years in prison for his role in that nearly fatal standoff. We introduced you to 25-year-old Craig Burton last week while he waited for a judge to decide what type of crimes were committed when he held officers at bay with a handgun. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey joins us now live at Spokane Superior Court with the verdict and why Burton is temporarily a free man. Jeff?
Nadine, whenever you hold a gun in your hand, be it for sport or self-defense or just trying to get the cops to put you out of your misery, it is serious business. Because of Washington's deadly weapons enhancements, this seemingly nice young man now faces major prison time, despite the fact that the only person hurt in this incident was Burton himself.
Get out of that alley. Watch the crossfire.
It was Spokane's very first officer-involved shooting recorded by a body cam. There was no time for a SWAT team call-out, so patrol officers geared up for dealing with a suicidal man armed with a pistol.
By the time I was like, man, somebody should just call the cops, I was already sitting on the back porch of my house with a gun in my hand.
Craig Burton says he developed suicidal thoughts after doctors prescribed him Paxil for his anxiety. As officers loaded up this shotgun that shoots non-lethal beanbag rounds, Burton knew what he had to do to get them to open fire.
I knew if I walked out with a gun, that's not enough to get shot.
So Burton upped the ante by firing 11 shots into a tree in his backyard.
And then I knew a second thing needed to happen, and that was they needed to tell me to drop the gun, and I needed to not drop the gun. Because again, had I dropped the gun, I wouldn't have got shot.
In fact, Burton did get shot once in the stomach and then charged with first-degree assault for allegedly pointing his pistol at officers.
Based on the foregoing findings of fact.
Today, Judge Michael Price said that never happened, but found Burton's gunfire had created fear in the minds of responding officers. So Burton was convicted of second-degree assault, but faces 9 years behind bars because of deadly weapons enhancements.
Nobody who has met Mr. Burton thinks he should be in jail at all, and I'll be working at the sentencing hearing to come up with something to give the judge some options to reduce his sentence as much as he can.
Nadine Strine says the very tough punishments that his client now faces is a sign that Washington's deadly weapons enhancements should not be mandatory in all criminal cases. If Burton had been convicted as charged, he would have been looking at 42 years in prison. Despite today's conviction, Judge Price released Burton on his own recognizance until his sentencing coming up on March 3rd. Reporting live at the Public Safety Building, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.